Nimbula methangu nimilote na isoro tumbua na makia uminarua kinaona na veka vimoniti kina vakarambuka rongo mena vya sama kina vivaga barota kini ndreko malolo ena radio Fiji 1 na wongani pioniano ngai na makia kina
Bula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
Tonight, businesses complain that civil servants aren't adapting to reforms implemented by the government. Lands Ministry undergoing major restructure to improve service delivery. And Kandavo bans night fishing to try and stop illegal fishermen. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. Service delivery is still causing problems for businesses, even adding to the high cost of operations in Fiji. At the Fiji Business Forum in Suva this morning, it was pointed out that many civil servants haven't adopted reforms put in place by the Fijian government. Ritika Pratap has more.
The forum provides a level playing field for businesses to raise questions on what's causing them problems. The president of the Suva Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Noor Bano Ali, got the ball rolling, saying services at government departments are still sluggish.
What has been observed by the users of the civil service is that the implementers of these reforms and policies appear either not well versed with it or cannot be bothered by it, and a kind of an attitude of indifference. And that's what private sector has to deal with most of the time in terms of seeking service on the policies.
Dr. Ali says this attitude is debilitating for the economy and slow approvals are directly in conflict with performance and improvement. She adds that business community is often frustrated by indecision and inconsistent application of various regulation. In many cases, civil servants at the front line have been found to be ignorant of the government's intentions.
Maybe the institutional and legislative reforms that are taking place are taking an additional toll on the implementers of the government policy. But we believe it is their responsibility to make themselves aware of it.
These business people, industry experts, and government officials today gathered to debate issues which get in the way of business.
There are, of course, a number of areas in which the Bainimarama government is trying to improve and indeed recognizes some of the lapses in the manner in which perhaps some of the delivery systems have not been working, some of the services have not been delivered in the manner which we wanted. There are a number of challenges. We indeed are fixing up decades of problems.
The Fiji Business Forum is an annual event of the Suva Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the theme for this year's forum was Solutions for Business Prosperity. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Lands Ministry is going to set up a new unit to deal with the backlog of applications. Speaking at the Fiji Business Forum, Permanent Secretary Tevitambo Sewanga revealed there is no proper staff management, causes delays in a wide range of requests dealing with residential and commercial properties. Ritika Pratap again.
There are more than 8,000 residential estate leases and over 6,000 agricultural leases. These make for tons of paperwork when it comes to transfers, renewals and a host of processes involving land.
The land section, land administration section is overloaded with work. And you will see most of them, they work very early in the morning till in the afternoon and then at night. They are overloaded, the land section.
Tevita Boseiwanga admits that this adds to delays in processing applications which come to the Lands Ministry. However, it doesn't help that other departments have almost no work at all.
Perhaps sometimes you go around in the office, you will see them playing cards, playing games. So the point there is no good distribution of work. And that's what we are doing right now. We are realigning, we are restructuring so that there is redistribution of work.
The restructure will see staff sent into a new department dedicated to fast-tracking any and all applications. On a parting note, Bosewanga pointed out that most of the 6,000 agricultural leases aren't being fully utilized.
Most of this agricultural lease land are underutilized. From our ground assessment, about 80% on these prime agricultural state lands.
The Permanent Secretary also says, since taking up office, he has personally looked into cases where applications have faced unacceptable delays. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Illegal fishing in Kandavu waters has forced leaders in the province to take action. They've banned night fishing and the use of scuba gear. Epelito Kawasa reports.
Some marine species have been found to be dramatically declining in popular fishing areas and reefs surrounding Kandavu.
Most of the things now, they're going into the deep sea, where they want to go and breed. Yeah? And those people using this gas thing, that's where they're going into. They're going into the deep sea so that they can get all this beach dimmer and all other. So that's why we are concerned, because of the future generation of Kandavu.
Aminyasi Katunuboliku says they've also found out people coming in the dark at night to catch fish without permission from the Kandavu Provincial Council.
Especially those coming from Suba, they go in, they fish at night and they come back. That is the problem, and it's hard to police that.
He says night fishing has also been linked to drug trade between the islands, and so villagers will be monitoring the Angolingoli.
Before, I think last year, they're coordinating, the same people are coordinating this fishing, illegal fishing at night, and also the changing of drugs and money across the sea from between here and Kandavu.
The Provincial Council, chiefs, the police, fisheries officers and the people of Kandavu are working together to protect fish stocks in the area. Epeli Tukuasa, FBC News.
Fiji wants to be the trading and economic hub of the South Pacific with a trade policy framework to maximize our power of trade. A national workshop hopes to bring together the government, public and private sectors and stakeholders to figure out just how to make this a reality. Akusita Tale with more.
A draft framework will be released next month in the lead up to a national consultation.
A trade policy framework uses the whole of country approach to maximize its resources to ensure that Fiji as a small island economy gains from trade, and that's the way our economy is focused.
Minister for Trade Aya Sayed Kayum gave the green light for the new policy in June, a reformed, consistent and coherent trade framework where all sectors are driven to achieve a common goal.
It's particularly important for small island states where exports and trade becomes very crucial and very important as far as job creation is concerned. So it's very important for them, and also they are very vulnerable to external shocks. So trade policy framework is important for them.
Fiji's economic growth has been forecast at 3.2% and investment is said to be at an all-time high of 28% of the GDP. The policy hopes to improve the Fijian standard of living and encourage more Fijian-made goods and services.
It should encourage our integration regionally and also globally and create market opportunities for Fijian-made goods and services.
The workshop will be held on the 13th and 14th of next month. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Small and micro enterprises will flourish in Fiji if we have easier policies and procedures. Economist Dr. Mahendra Reddy says for too long, small businesses have had to cope with requirements set out for larger businesses. Chanel Sivan reports.
At the moment, Dr. Reddy believes small and micro enterprises are more likely to create jobs as bigger companies become automated and technology-driven.
To start a small business, the applicants has to go through the same process as it applies to the larger businesses. These are numerous things that they need to fulfill. For example, OHS requirement, fire requirement, city council requirement, VAT registration, NTPC levy.
Dr. Reddy adds that larger firms are particular about qualifications and skill sets, and this is where small businesses can fill the gap for people who can't enter the formal sector.
The small and micro enterprises should be treated separately, differently. They should be removed from the ambit of the existing legislation, and there should be separate registration required for registration and operation of small and micro enterprises. It is small and micro enterprises which fulfills a very important role in providing employment.
Small and micro businesses absorb the unemployed, and Dr. Reddy believes complicated procedures need to go. Shanal Shivan, FBC News.
Coming up, Consumer Watchdog warns on the risks of online shopping.
Bula, oya wasala vilawa. Do bata ki au mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina varomboka. Kako ni valatana no musini sari na kai samariando loloma leone vani ni nau omgori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina varomboka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today's hit music. What's up?
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. Online shopping is fairly new to Fiji. Very few people have actually caught on to the idea. However, there are cases of people being fooled by dubious operators. Shanal Sivan reports.
The most common form on online shopping is through social networking sites like Facebook. While there may be some genuine businesses, some aren't so honest.
Complaints are very genuine, where the Facebook administrator has told the consumers that will be able to provide the products they have bought within 2 weeks. But there are consumers who have paid more than $800 and they've been waiting for last 5 months, but the products have not been delivered.
Premila Kumar says there is an emerging trend of fake online sales, with 9 complaints coming to their office so far. There are many groups selling everything from footwear, clothing, jewelry, electronic goods, mobile products to cosmetic and handbags.
The other danger is when you buy through Facebook or online, is when you are not able to even see the color of the product, and you don't know whether if it's clothing, whether it's going to fit you or not, or if you're buying makeup, whether it's fake or genuine.
The Consumer Council says you need to be careful when buying online. Know the seller and always be on the lookout for fake sites.
Consumers, particularly in Fiji, we are quite gullible. We just trust everyone, and when we see things on Facebook, we are carried away because the product looks so good. You need to know who this administrator is, whether they have a physical address for their business, whether they have a genuine phone number.
For those who've bought from sites based out of Fiji, there is little remedy available. Shanal Shivan, FBC News.
3 people are in custody tonight for their alleged involvement in a robbery at the home of 2 Russian nationals. 9 people were initially arrested and 6 of them have since been released. The incident occurred during a drinking party on Thursday, where cash and other electronic items were stolen from the home of the victims. Their vehicle was also stolen and was later found abandoned in Turak, Suva. 2 of the 9 have been arrested for allegedly being in possession of stolen items recovered during investigations. The Fiji Broadcasting Corporation last night celebrated its triumph in the 2013 Vodafone Fiji Hibiscus Festival. The company commended Miss Hibiscus 2013 Priscilla Reddy for her efforts during the week-long pageant. Staff and well-wishers were part of celebrations last night at the Broadcasting House in Suva. FBC Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says Priscilla has made Fiji's #1 broadcaster very proud.
Sense of empathy, and you just really helped me rebuild my confidence, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the Indonesian embassy last night held a farewell dinner for Miss World Fiji, Kaireen Erbsleben. Indonesian Ambassador Salim Chandra hosted the night with other Miss Fiji contestants. Chandra explained what Indonesia is like to Kaireen so that she's easier able to adapt to the environment. She will leave Fiji on Tuesday with the Miss World pageant to begin the 28th of September.
She may be more comfortable by knowing more about Indonesia. I'm sure she has been trying to, look into the internet. But if the purpose of coming here is to know, to feel the environment of Indonesia.
Radio services to the Lao Group have been restored, with Radio Fiji 1 now airing on an FM frequency. Fiji Broadcasting Corporation had been facing some issues with its AM transmitter, as it had been in service for a number of decades and finally gave up some months back. FBC Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says engineers have just returned from the Via Island after re-establishing radio services in Laos.
We are now urging all our listeners there to please switch over to the FM frequencies that we've spoken of. Some people think that our service is completely off because they're still trying to find us on that AM dial, but it's not on AM. We reiterate, it's on FM now. Northern Lao area 92.8 FM, and Didia and Lakemba Southern Lao 105.8 FM.
Said Qayyum says FBC is now working on a permanent solution for AM services, not only in Laos but the whole of Fiji. Coming up in sports, Team Fiji leaves for Wallace and Fortuna tonight, carrying our hopes for the Pacific Minigames. And Lautoka women dominate Police Wives volleyball competition.
Sophie.
And I'm Tix.
You can join us on The Breakfast Show
every weekday from Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. right here on Today FM.
That's right.
Hope you're enjoying the music right now on Gold FM. Only the classic hits, especially if you're spending your time at home or around the office. I certainly hope you're taking it easy and enjoying the music coming your way. Well, I got a whole lot more to keep you moving and to keep you going right up until you reach knock-off time. I'm Kara. Join me every weekday from 2 to 7 on The Ride, only on Gold FM.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC Sports. The time has come for Team Fiji's athletes and officials to depart for the Pacific Mini-Games in Wallace and Fortuna. Fiji's sporting elite from 8 national federations leave our shores tonight. Elena McDonald reports they're confident of a good outing this time round.
Volleyball, sailing, athletics and weightlifting will be the first 4 competitions when Games gets underway on Tuesday. And after months of preparation, Fiji is confident of a strong start. Volleyball has already planned its tactics.
Our plan right now is just to field in our seasoned players and then slowly introduce these new players in.
For sailing, their motivation to win a medal for Fiji is based on significance.
The first medal in the first games was the one that's important to me. And I'm hoping that with Maleki here, I can bring back a medal for Fiji and for him as well, for his first games.
The athletics team is taking on a more unpredictable approach.
Honestly speaking, we have a very young team for this year. And on the other hand, I should say that we have a very young but quite interesting team that we've got for the Pacific Games this year. And believe you me, we are going to turn heads. We have a very young team but quite talented.
It's clear each of our 8 sporting representatives have their own game plan. Collectively, it's about winning as many gold medals as possible, and the result we'll just have to wait for until the Games end 2 weeks from Tuesday. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Suva has fended off opponents Lautoka 23-0 in the first Fairbrother Sullivan Trophy Challenge at the ANZ Stadium in Laucala Bay today. The wet weather conditions worked in favour of the capital side, which recorded 3 tries, a conversion and 2 penalty goals over a mistake-stricken Maroon outfit. Suva fly half Isor Donaldson chalked up the first points with a penalty goal, while tries came from Suva Lokchon and Delana centre John Stewart and winger Nadhani Wakaya. The next team to take up the challenge is Namosi. Still in rugby, Rewa managed a convincing 24-3 win over Nakasaleka in the lone B Division match played at Suva's Bidesi ground. The win means Rewa tops their pool and they're expected to play against Pan Lautoka next weekend. Lautoka volleyball women will rule the Police Wives competition for another year. It was an outcome that was secured from the semi-finals after all Western teams upset their counterparts in the quarters at the Ready Action Unit courts in Nasinu. It may have been a wet day, however, not rainy enough to dampen these women's spirits. Lautoka's Western 1 women overcame their Team 2 outfit to retain their title in the A-grade competition, while Western 3 claimed the top prize in an exciting B-grade final, a consolation thought for the East, which won the netball competition against PSRU. Cloudy conditions and rain prevail for most of the day in all major centers. An active trough of low pressure lies just to the north of Fiji. Another trough lies slow moving over the southern parts. Associated cloud and rain is expected to affect Fiji till later today. Temperatures were similar across the country. However, Suva posted a low of 23 degrees. More cloudy periods and shower tomorrow in store for Suva, Lambasa and Savu-Savu. It should be fine in the Western Division. Outlook for Monday, some showers over the eastern and interior parts of the larger islands, fine elsewhere, cool at night. The headlines before we go. The business community says some civil servants aren't adapting to the government reforms, resulting in sluggish service delivery. Lands Ministry undergoing major overhaul in order to deal with backlog of pending applications. And Consumer Council of Fiji warns of the risks on online shopping without knowing who you're buying from. To the poll question now, and we're asking, do you agree with Fiji FA's decision to allow Fijians only to play in events? Visit the FBC website to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news for tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, Nisa Modemanda.
Oh, kayak bola-bola cuma tahu kau ganita mamu. Gua nggak usah nih lah ganita mamu. Nimbula, ayo Mr. Ben.
Lapa?
Na magikiro manolo kinedyo na bima taka moni chiki na fanga rumbuka.
Na Bula FM. Na mandua and selling.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.